Hello all and welcome back to the Walrus Plays. Some more Settlers 2 Gold Edition. I thought I'd have a quick go through playing some of the second mission. We have arrived and we're on the second island, which means uninhabited. Stock of tools used by a good old tortoise is slowly being used up. We need to make a metalworks. So, let us get cracking. We've got to get ourselves a sawmill on the go, which we will require. We're going to need a woodcutter, definitely. Well, I say a woodcutter. We're going to need two. We're going to need ourselves a couple of quarries. That'll be good. We can get that kind of cracked through. They're lovely stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a flag here, and I'm going to send over some engineers. Not engineers, geologists. I mean, imagine if they were engineers. Right. Now, there's a bit of land there I could potentially use to make a farm, but I'm not sure if that's a good option here. I think right now I might be better off utilising a hunter to get some early food. And I do need a couple of woodcutters. So let's get that going. And we'll get ourselves a forester later on, because we don't need it immediately. We're kind of good for now. I'm just wondering whether what else we could build. What have we actually started with? We've got some coal. We've got some water. That's nice. He wasn't kidding about the lack of hammers. Ooh. Oh my. Do we even have any iron? No. So that's going to be tricky. Okay, so we've got plenty of farmers. We've got plenty of, like, most trades. We don't have a boat built, a shipwright, but we have everyone else. So we're right, I think. Now, I'm going to put that here, going to put that there, and don't think that's actually on the road. We'll see as we progress through this. Now, building a fishery, kind of important I think right now, and what we're going to try and do is see if we can get a little bit more iron. Now what I've also realised is there is a little speed up button, which I remembered after, as a young man, always pressing SC and V. V is your speed up, so there is one. Thank goodness, and I feel less stupid now. Okay, so I'm going to build a smelter. Because we've got some iron. That's good. I wonder if we've also got some coal. So I will build another flag here. And I'll send out another geologist. See what we can find. I would like to expand this way. But that's going to require the quarries to finish their work here, I think. Okay, what's the news? Got some water. Okay, that's nice. Got some iron. That's more important. Now, I wonder what else we might find with these geologists. What have you found? Coal. Excellent. So we've actually got a decent amount of coal. Well, a decent amount. We've got coal, we've got iron, so we can actually produce tools and equipment. And that's the important bit right now. So, oh yeah, it helps if I connect the barracks to the damn build queue, doesn't it? Oh, such a walrus. Oh well, it's a thing. But I do have some positive news in that I've just been accepted as part of the YouTube Partner Program. I'm really excited about that. Now, that does mean that I'm going to be adding a few things to the channel, because there's going to be like super thanks as an option. I'm still familiarizing myself with it all, as I'm sure you can imagine. I'm a small channel, I'm a small creator who works all on his own and has no idea what I'm doing on the larger scale of things. So, of course, as I'm sure you can see, we'll be working our way through as we would normally. Don't really want to make too much of a change, because I'm just enjoying what I do. That's why I make these videos. It's mostly because I want to, especially these ones specifically, because I want to relive stuff from my childhood that I loved to bits, and I think that's quite normal and quite reasonable, really. Actually, let's dig up that road for a moment. Ooh. Came across a fellow countryman. He's only survived another shipwreck. He's a brewer. Oh yes, beer is good. Ruins he's found. Cool. Okay, so we found a tent. That's really cool. I like that. Okay, new type of building, brewery. So they were saying, like in the previous playthrough, that we need a brewery to get soldiers. Of course, we don't have that. Well, we do now have that ability. We didn't at the time. What I think would be a good idea is getting... I should cut down this like path here. I think I might want to build a farm in this sort of area just so I can start getting some grain on the go. And we're going to connect it up to this woodcutter here for our route across. I think here is where we will build a forester, but I will probably put them on a don't do anything for now sort of stance. We've got lots of wood, which is great. As I'm sure you can imagine, it's always very helpful to have lots of wood. But what I will also do is potentially I might need to build a second second set of sawmills and other things. So I don't really think that's a bad idea. So we'll build a second sawmill and we'll put it there. And we've got a forester on the go. Okay, military building occupied. Lovely stuff. Okay, so it does look like we've got plenty of coal, we've got plenty of iron. So we're going to tear down this road and do that one as well. Okay, so we've got the opportunity to build a farm here. So we're going to build a farm, and then we're going to build let's be sensible about this and actually build a couple of coal mines. Build a iron mine and an iron mine. So it is going to require more food. That's a definite here. But that's fine. We can live with that. So let's quickly rebuild that road. There we go. Ooh, we found the ruins. They contain building plans for a watchtower. Ooh. Advance the interior of the island. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. I am going to need, however, okay, we've got a guardhouse. Lovely stuff. I love the guardhouse. It's like, it is genuinely my favourite of the military buildings just because I like the way it looks. It's just, it's a nice, the guardhouse is essentially just a stone reinforced barracks and I just like the way it looks. And I think it's a minor thing, I'm very well aware. But it's a cute little thing. I'm like, yeah, that looks cool. I love it. Okay, so we've got one sawmill. We'll have two shortly. Now, what do I want here? I think we should get a armory. That would probably be the most sensible thing to build there. There we go. So that's going to level that bit of land. The quarries are working. We've got a little industrial hub here, but thankfully that all just requires wood to get started. We are running out of wood, but that's fine because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 woodcutters, 2 sawmills. We only have the 1 forester, but that's okay for now. I will probably have to build a second one later. Okay, so we're going to expand over this way. Look, the hunters going off on their merry little way. They do explore far, don't they? Okay, we are going to need a couple more quarries, and I think we'll build it there. Just to make sure I can actually get the road linkage, because otherwise you can't really do much. Okay, so there goes another house. Again, we've got more dinosaur skeletons. What's going on here? Where are these dinosaurs even coming from? It's bizarre. Now, again, I could also build a woodcutter here to just remove things. Oh, okay, we found the ruins containing the buildings for plans for a watchtower. Okay. Watchtower and military building occupied. There it is. Yeah, there's the watchtower. So, we are in an interesting place, is probably the best way of putting it. So the quarries are going to be on the go, and that's the important bit here for me. I do need to get a well. I'm just going to build it here and hope for the best. They'll just produce water for us on just a constant basis, and that's fine. We'll live. You know what? I may, just feeling all kinds of fancy, build myself a guardhouse. Now, that does require some stone, but they do expand to a larger area. So that's the big, not really a trade-off, but that's the interesting component of the different military building sizes is the bigger, the greater the occupancy of the building. So a barracks has 2, guardhouse has 3, watchtower has 6, and a fortress has 9, if memory serves. The bigger the building, the greater area it unlocks for you. So I think this guardhouse will, in theory, and should expand over a larger area of the land than a barracks will. Now, I'm debating whether I actually build another forester here, but actually I think I should clear this area a bit out first, build another forester here, and then once this is cleared out, then I can build some farms in the area, and that'll be important because I'm going to need more. As a kid, I tended to only build 1 or 2 of each building. I very rarely built multiple. Like, at the same time here, I would have built just 1 of each mine and just got, that's fine. No. We need to be an industrial complex. And it's something that I kind of learned after playing a lot more real-time strategy games, really, is that don't allow yourself to just only produce one building that allows you to produce units. Yes, okay, when I was playing things like Command & Conquer and Red Alert, where you only had one build queue, yeah, that may have been sensible, other than, you know, being able to produce them faster, or in different locations. But now, I've learned that whenever I play things like Command & Conquer 3, I build 3 or 4 barracks and just churn units out, in the same way I'll churn out vehicles. I also build something like, even like my initial build queue, might not be the most optimal, but it works for me at least 2 refineries, because I want to get as much Tiberium. It's how my brain works. I want all the Tiberium. It's mine. Well, I say it's mine. It's Kane's, because I'm a Brotherhood of Nod fanboy through and through. But anyway, now, of course, this game is one that, as a lot of people have kind of viewed, and I'm really happy that there have been lots of people who've watched the previous video about the game, and it's just a game that I love. There's just something about it. It's just, for a game that is sort of peaceful, in that you're not really going to see like a huge amount of combat in the first mission, or first couple of missions, but it does start getting a lot more hectic. And it's surprising, honestly. Do I build there? I think here is a good place to build a barracks. Can I connect it? Yes, I can connect it to the road system. Good. Okay, yeah, so we are very much running out of wood, but we do have 2 sawmills. We've got plenty of logs. We should be able to produce, and that's important. And the farm is going to produce a little bit of grain. Now, I need to figure out what I want to do with that grain. I think right now we'll go with a mill. And with this now expanded area, we'll build a bakery. The trade-off, it really comes from a lot of... As you saw, that was a really bad road that I tried to build there. The biggest trade-off when it comes to the farm is that the stuff that you produce then requires additional steps. So, you've got your grain. You can't do anything with the grain initially. You have to mill it, then you have to bake it into the bread, which then goes to the mine. So that's a 3-step process. The slaughterhouse that is required for the pig farm, which is used as the grain, that's again a 3-step process. The only rapid food creation is the fishery and the hunter. They're the only 2 quick ones. They're the only ones you're going to get where you'll get your resources at a decent pace, which is kind of annoying. Not the end of the world, it's just a little irritating. So, we are also going to need a brewery. Definitely. So we've got 10 swords and shields. So, I think what will be a good idea is once we cut down this area, we can start... I could actually just build a farm here. That might be a good idea. Let's just do that right now. We will... I'm going to build a barracks here. Actually, no. Let's wait for the guardhouse to be occupied. And then we'll see what... if we can build a barracks up here. I think this is a dead end, this little river here. I could be wrong. But I will build a fishery up here, because again, that's a little bit more food. Okay, what we got? Military building occupied. Good, good. That was quick, wasn't it? Okay. Whoever's on this island knows all about building trade. We found the mighty fortress. Okay, come into the interior of the island, pay close attention, blah, blah, blah. There it is. There's the fortress. There we go. So we now know how to make that. Cool. Now, here comes the tricksy bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a road here, explore this bit here. So you can see what I mean. The guardhouse has expanded quite a wide area. Now, I tend to favour building barracks purely because it's cheap and cost-effective. So, if memory serves, a guardhouse requires 2 stone and 3 wood. Was it 3 wood, 1 stone? By the way, it's wood and stone, whereas, of course, the others, like the barracks, just is 2 wood. So it's a quick, easy one, but they're very easy to capture. They only have a maximum capacity of 2 people. So it's maybe not the best building to build everywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to build another guardhouse here. I'm going to send out a geologist. And what I will also do is I'm going to build a well here. And let's send out another geologist here. Okay. So yeah, it's a dead-end little island, so there's no point in me building a building on it. What is a good place to build? I don't want to get into the way of the farm. So what I will do is I will build a guardhouse, and I'll build it here. The problem is, really, if you build too many guardhouses, you run out of stone. So this is why I'm trying to be a little cautious about building all of these big buildings. Like, a fortress is great. Like, genuinely, a fantastic building. They create a huge zone of control. And also, they're just really difficult to shift because they've got 9 soldiers inside. That's fine. But, of course, it does mean that you do have to be very careful about it. Another thing that I will also do is I'm going to make sure that none of these barracks get any money. Now, this might sound like a bit of a weird thing to do, but this is how a soldier is progressed through the ranks. And I don't want to improve any of the barrack soldiers immediately, because if I do get gold stockpiles, I'd much rather improve the buildings that are near enemies. Because, of course, I'd rather have the more powerful trained soldiers there rather than, well, closer to the, let's say closer to civilization. But that's essentially what it is. It's closer to civilization. We don't want that. Okay, I'm going to build a brewery here. And this will be a good one so we can start making soldiers, and that's very important. We do need to cut down a little bit more of this forested area, which is fine. And I wonder what is in this little area here, other than some coal. Iron found, good, good. So I will, in fact, build another iron smelter. And I will build a... I'm not sure if I should build an armory here. That might not be a bad idea, just so I can start really producing the soldiers. I could also build a tool worker. Okay, we found some coal. So we've got loads of coal down there. That's good. We've got coal here as well. So this guardhouse should give us at least that area there. And that's the important bit. I should probably also send out some scouts rather than just willy-nilly slapping down military buildings. Because I should really find out what's around and about. And... okay, the guardhouse is almost built. Oh my goodness, look at that. I need donkeys. I haven't got a donkey farm. So I need more farms. That's a given. So I'm going to try and cut down this area of trees as well. And once I cut down those trees, we should, in theory, get a little bit more access to land. That's the important bit here. So I'll just build a single woodcutter. I don't need 2 for this. But I will put that there. I'm going to send in another geologist. I will... actually, I don't want to build a flag there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build that there, and then I can build a barracks here, or I might be able to build a barracks here. And that'll be very important, because then again, it's expanding the land that we own. Okay. So we've got 2 farms. Once this area is potentially cleared out a bit better, we might be able to get something more. Hopefully. Hopefully being the operative word. And again, with the quarries, we want to build a farm in this area. Okay, my fears have been confirmed. We found a ragdoll with 2 spear tips, commonly associated with the Nubian tribes. They do not appear to be very old. Okay, that is concerning. And there it is. I don't want to look at you. I want to look at the... there. There is our Nubian spear dummy. That means... does indicate that there are hostiles on this island. Because the Nubian tribes will not be supremely happy with us for daring to exist. It's more so, I think they get quite annoyed about the fact that we want to go and use their portal, which they're not happy about handing over. So I desperately need some donkeys. Look at that. We've got a bit of a backlog because we've got so much produce coming in and out of the main headquarters. It's causing problems. So with this, once we've got a bit more land opened up, actually I could just build the donkey breeder now. That's going to be something I need. So let's slap that. No, apparently can't even build there. Where does this go? Okay, that is a dead end route. Okay, we'll connect it to the quarry. That's fine. We've got gold. Gold. Beautiful. So, I'm going to slap that there, put on a gold, and I'll build that to there. Lovely. So this will now mean we'll be able to get... Our territory is expanding. We must build a storehouse. Excellent. So now we can actually get storehouses. Now these are going to be particularly helpful. As of course we are, as mentioned, expanding fast. So, with this, what we're going to do is... I think a storehouse in this general vicinity is not a bad idea. So we're going to build a storehouse. That's good. We'll put that there. Put that there. And we've got iron and we've got coal. We can get both of those on the go. And we'll slap that there. We'll build a fishery here as well. Helps if I can actually get that linked up correctly. Probably should call in another geologist just to err on the side of caution. Again, I should probably build... We've got a fishery there, so we're kind of on the go with that one. I am going to get another woodcutter. I think that's a good idea, just to try and clear out a bit more. A bit more land. That's important. And again, I'm going to try and use smaller military buildings, just so I don't eat up too much space. I will put another farm down. I think that will be a good idea. Because we're going to need lots of farms. It's going to be a given. And with that, what we'll also need is some more water. So we've got one well actually on the go at the moment, so I should probably build another. Actually, when that quarry is destroyed, I could probably build another farm in this sort of area. That'd be nice. Okay, we know there's water in this sort of vicinity, so we'll build a well here. I did say I might want to build a guardhouse there, but no, I think here is probably a better place. Okay. Or we might... No, let's not do a link there. Donkey breeder. Actually, we could build a link straight there, because that doesn't matter. Again, it's just trying to create a web of routes. But look at that. A huge backlog of stuff. We've got too much stuff. Which is causing me a bit of a bottleneck. And that's kind of annoying. Okay. Considering the layout of this terrain here, it might not be a bad idea for me to build a quarry here. I am going to build a barracks to expand. What I'm thinking is that I build a forester to just start planting trees in this area. But I could also just try and go and grab trees from over there. And just use this as another forestry area. That's probably the best plan right now. Okay. So, here goes the manufacturing. So, what are we looking at? We've got a fair bit of wood. Just lying around there. The sawmills are... Ooh. Okay, so this sawmill needs more wood actually taken to it. Again, we desperately need the donkeys. Because that's what's causing the backlog. Really. Where's the brewery? Where did I even build it? Oh, there it is. I love the fact that the brewer just comes out and has a swig of the beer. It's like, yep, that's good, mate. It's all good. We can have some of that lovely stuff. Okay. So I'm going to send another explorer out this way, and I'll send a geologist as well. That woodcutter's going to cut down this area. And actually, I could turn this area here into another forestry area. What I will need, of course, is another sawmill, which conveniently I can slap there. When this expands, I'm going to build another storehouse in the area. And that'll be good. The trade-off is, though, that if you end up with a disconnect between certain resources, like beer appearing in one resource area and not the weapons. So, however, what you can do is you can export. You can say, I don't want any of them in the facility. So it does allow you to have less of a risk in that, essentially. Now, we are going to build a farm in this sort of area to help with the donkey breeder. We do need another well, though. We need loads of wells. Well, I say that. They aren't... Well. They aren't really supremely that important, really. But you do need them to generate the water to then be able to get beer and bread and other things, you know, the stuff that we need. It is quite important. So what I will also do is not look at transport. I want to make sure that the donkey breeder does actually get a decent amount of wheat, because we do desperately need some donkeys. Because you can see all of that black tarmacked road, essentially. It's going to get a little bit strenuous, if you ask me. Oh, military building occupied. Lovely. Again, what we're going to do is we're going to build a flag here, and we're going to put that there. We're going to build a flag here, and then put that there, and then we're going to send in the geologists. What is in this area, please? Please tell me. Now, curious. What else can we do? Now, I don't want to expand too rapidly, but at the same time, I do need to expand rapidly. That's kind of how this game works. So once we expand here and here, we should be closer to being able to get a secondary set of wood cutting going on, which is kind of important. Now, here, we've got... Actually, we do have the option of just putting a forester here and another sawmill and then just getting that cracking, which, in fairness, is probably the best idea. We'll get this sort of area done. Because otherwise, these poor woodcutters are going to have nothing to do. And that hunter is just... He's got nothing. So, I'm going to raise the hunter to the ground. Sorry, mate. Your house burns. Is there any more huntable stuff? I mean, I saw a sheep. I have a sneaking suspicion they probably hunted it. Because that's how this game works. Ooh, what's the news? Iron found. Okay, so actually... Oh, you remember... Now, previously, when I last said, if you've got a stripe in the flag, that means there are enemies nearby. There they are. So what we're going to do is we are going to build a fortress there. We are not even going to have any concern here. We are building a fortress, and we are going to be instantly defended, fortified, and prepared. We need that mint, and we need it yesterday. Because I do not want to fight them with our basic troops. And that's very important. Ah! Excellent. More gold. Always need more gold. So, I'll tear this flag down in a bit, actually. We'll just send the geologist on over that way. So this is going to be a bit of a priority, that fortress. A little bit concerned, not going to lie. So the donkey breeder at least is producing donkeys, which are going to start being added to the routes. We are going to also need a tool maker, because we don't have one of those right now. Now, I think slapping down a farm here is a good shout. I'm going to put that there. And we need a smelter. Another one. Ooh, heck. We can see them there. That's the concerning bit. We know they're nearby. And the thing is that when we build a military building, it can, of course, claim territory of enemies. We'll get a pop-up saying, they've seized some of your territory by building a military building. Because essentially there's a hard control area, and then there's the soft control further that a military building sort of projects. So, a little bit nervous. Okay, what are we looking at here? It's got loads of stone, actually. I could probably start, actually, building more bigger, scarier things that require stone. I say bigger, scarier. Once these barracks are built, I should hopefully be able to expand a bit better. And actually build some more smelting things. Okay, well, the quarries are nearly done here. We've still got this area here. I don't know if that quarry will reach that. That one probably won't. We'll find out shortly, though. Those quarries pretty much are done. I don't think there's anything else for them to do. Oh, no. That bit. I'm sure we're going to get a exhausted in a moment message, but that's fine. We did want a storehouse in this area, though, didn't we? We could essentially start a production of soldiers in this area, but I'd rather not have my soldier production hub being so far... Well, no, it wouldn't be bad being near the enemy lines. We'll see. I'm going to tear that flag down and see what we can build. So we could build a gold mine. We could build a couple of coal mines. We could build an iron mine, slap those there, and then we'll slap that to there. Put that there. Actually, can I? Let's destroy that for a second. Ah, curses. Can I build a fishery here? And yes, I can. Just took a little bit of wrangling. I was trying to make sure I could build a fishery there as well. I know this might seem like a bizarre idea, but I wanted to make sure I could. No more stone. There we go. No more stone. Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. So you two can get burned. And you can burn as well. And no more stone. Yep. So you're done. Storehouse is ready. Lovely. So, we've got a little bit more land here. We could build another farm or two. And that's probably going to be the best plan right now. Because I'm going to need more. So, what we'll do is we'll slap a farm down. And in addition, we're going to slap down another mill and another bakery. Because I want to be able to produce lots and lots of bread. Doot. Put that there. In that same regard, we're going to slap ourselves down a well. Now, I'm assuming that's where water is. We've got a well here anyway, so we're kind of fine on the well front. But once that woodcutter cuts this one, we'll build a barracks here to expand. Now that we also know that the enemy are up to the north, there is no point in me building big military buildings to the south. So barracks are fine in this current case, I would suggest. Now, hopefully we'll also be able to expand over to get some larger buildings. Now, what is our smelter at the moment? So the smelter's probably doing quite well for itself. But yeah, we need another smelter bad. So let's build another one now, immediately. And news, military building occupied. Oops, I didn't mean to delete that. But we now have the access to the granite. And that's going to be handy. Also, we could build a military building here rather than here to expand this area. That might be a more sensible plan. Let's do it. Okay, we want granite, but not as badly as I need the other resources. So we'll build those there. And I'm going to put a flag here, and I'm going to find out what else might be in this mountainous area. Go on, geologists, go do what you're supposed to do. Now, I mentioned about wanting to build a sawmill in this area. So this might actually be the only place I can build a sawmill. We want a... Oh, fiddlesticks. This is going to be tricky, because I need to expand this a bit further. Okay. So, yeah, the barracks there will remove that capability. So we're going to build the sawmill first. Going to build a barracks. And, no, it's not directly on the border, but that's fine. Build a forester, a woodcutter, 2 woodcutters, and a forester. And there we go. Perfect. That worked. So we've got a little bit of a grid of things going on over there. So they're trying to build a watchtower, and I fear that watchtower will get occupied before my fortress will. Oh no! We're going to get, that'll be a wasted fortress, so then we're going to have to build a second one. Oh no, it's not a watchtower, it's a mill. Oh, I forgot what their watchtowers look like. Yeah, I deserved that. That's my own stupid fault. Apologies there for me getting a bit melodramatic and being like, oh no! No, it's fine. It won't be fine in a moment for them, though. Haha. Okay. So we've got a bit of a busy production house kind of going, which is good. What's the news? We've got a military building occupied. Good. We've got gold found, water found. Looks like we need another mint as well. Now, unfortunately, we can't build on the marshes, so they're kind of annoying. But that's fine. I will build a guardhouse here. And I think what would be a good idea is we need a woodcutter, unfortunately, which is then preventing us from building a sawmill there. But that's okay. We need a smelter, and I'm going to build a... We haven't got a metalworks. That might be quite useful for me to have, because I haven't got one yet. The metalworks is the one that builds the tools for us. So that's why I'm like, probably should get that. So once the woodcutter's done here, we'll cut them, we'll burn their building down. But actually, they're going to overlap here, which actually isn't a bad thing. I guess. It's fine. Well, we've got one woodcutter there, second woodcutter there. We're going to keep producing wood. That's the important bit. Now, the donkeys are still slowly but surely coming out. We need more of them. And what I need is actually to have a quick look at the distribution of grain. The mill is getting quite a bit. We'll put the brewery at the same level as donkey breeder, but we do need more farms. So I'm going to quickly save. And I'm going to save over. Off we go. Okay. So fortress is built. Now, we want the fortress to receive all of the gold. Actually, no, I wouldn't mind the barracks getting a little bit of gold. But the fortress should get all the gold. That's the big one right now. We'll get rid of those for now. Where's our mint? So the mint is actually producing money, which is important. And hopefully we should soon get some... Here we go. Now, this is where we're going to get quite a few soldiers coming out. It's not going to be one occupancy. Because of the close proximity to the enemy, we're going to get 9 soldiers out. Which works great. Because one of the interesting things about the promotions is, when you've got gold in a building, now the fortress can hold 6 coins, which is absurd. But what happens is that you promote 1 gold coin promotes 1 soldier initially. But then you kind of get an overflow. So you go, oh, I've promoted to private. Then you promote that private to sergeant. Sorry, private to private first class. Okay, you get what? That's 1 gold coin. You then get to sergeant. But then the next private in the building gets promoted. And it just becomes like a cascade of promotion, which is great. And look at that. There's the first coin. So we're actually going to see it happen in real time. Excellent. Ta-da! So we came across the Nubians. Yeah, that's the gateway. Yeah, we're going to have to fight them to obtain access. So, our troops are getting ready for conflict. Here we go. This is where it's going to get a little bit more hectic, methinks. Now, with this, I'm going to keep the fortress. So we've already got 1 promoted soldier. I wonder what else I could do here. I'm going to build a guardhouse here. And we're going to put some flags there. And then I think what we should also do is build another guardhouse, just because it'll annoy them. Because I'm not a nice man. I do need a storehouse. I did mention about needing one of those. So we're going to build a storehouse here. We're going to build that. Then we're also going to build a smelter. We're going to have an armory here. Then what we need is a brewery. And a... I think that should do. Oh, we might need a well. So let's build a well. And we could also probably get another fisher. So let's crack that in there, shall we? There we go. So we've got ourselves our nice little capable sort of stuff. Next, we've got our military building occupied. Now, do we even have any boats? I always forget if we come with any boats in this mission. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, we do actually have some boats. So we could build some waterways. And waterways are quite fun. So I'll just build a waterway there. And that means we've now got another route which our lovely transport solutions can take. Which will be to there. Ah, drat. That's fine. We are going to send a couple of explorers out to just go and see what's going on over here. We need a coal mine, at least 1. Actually, we're going to need 2 because we've got a mint possible requirement here as well. That's what I wanted to build, a mint. There we go. So, as you can see, we've already got a officer, a sergeant, a private first class, and then a private. Let's keep an eye out for another gold coin. That's going to be the ticket. Where is a gold coin? So, we've only just about got to the gold, so we actually need to build another barracks, unfortunately. That's fine. We'll sort of work that route out there. Actually, dig that road up. We want to build it there, so we don't impinge on the ability to get more mines. Okay. Where's the gold coin? Keeping my eye out. Okay, there's one there. I see it. Where's it going? Is it going to take the boat route? Oh, that'll be cute if it does. I'm going to turn that off, though. So I don't want you to receive any money. You might need... No, I think you'll be alright for now. Is it? It is! It's taken the boat. I love it. Apparently that's a faster route. So the boat can't transport anything like a person, but it can transport just goods, which is a nice little shortcut, essentially. And I love it when things like that happen. It's just cute. And it makes me happy. Because I think they do move slightly faster than a person does. Okay. Oh, a gold coin must have got in there sneaky like that I wasn't paying attention to. So let's actually wait and watch. So, there's a gold coin. So, here's our fortress. So we've got, that's the max rank. There's our second highest. So we've got 4. So in theory, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4 promotions with 1 gold coin. So, here we go. Let's find out. In goes the money. And boom, there we go. So now we have 2 of our highest ranking soldiers. And soon we'll have only the highest ranking troops in there. That's the important bit for me, is having all the high ranking soldiers. I may need to get another woodcutter in this area. So let's do that. Bonk. Because I might end up building another forester in this area as well, because I think I can just wing it round. I might build a watchtower just to... Nope. Can you get to... No, you cannot, unfortunately, get to where we need you to go. So build a flag there to terminate the that location. We'll do that there. And hopefully once you cut through there, we'll be able to link this up, and that's the important bit. Ooh, boy. We're going to soon have some combat engagements. Now, the trouble is, it's very easy to overextend yourself in combat here. If you've got quite an elite troop of 9 soldiers, I'm going to have 3 and 3 in each of these. But do I have the troops for it? Yeah, I've got 20 privates. That's fine. I need more brewers. But I need more beer coming back to the main warehouse, the main headquarters. I don't have enough. But we've got a storehouse, which is slowly but surely... It's got lots of water in it. It's got some stone. It's got some wood. It's got a couple of things in there. Nothing supremely exciting, but it's got some stuff. Okay. Now, the reason stone is really important, particularly with having a granite mine, is that later on you can actually get catapults, which they do a single person of damage to each of these military buildings, which is very funny, because essentially you can just sit there and pelt people, because that doesn't require a declaration of war. You can just ping them off and just be like, nah, time for you to die, matey boy. And that's funny. Well, it is for me. I'm a terrible human being, I'm painfully aware. But that's what we're going to do, I think. Now, debating whether I cut down these trees is probably a good idea, actually. So I'll build a woodcutter and just cut... No, let's not do it to there. Let's do it to the mint that's literally there. Hardoi. So, we've got another gold coin that goes into the barrack, into the lovely fortress. So again, he's going to get promoted, that's going to get promoted, that's going to... And that one will. And pling, there we go. So we've just got 1, 2, 3, 4 coins should promote everybody inside fully, which is great. That's what we need. Full promotions for everyone. There we go. Now we've got that all connected. Let's put a couple of scouts out and about. That's the plan here. Now, why is the iron smelter not getting coal? Actually, I think we need more coal mines. That's probably what it is. I'm going to send out another geologist here, because I want to find out what's in this area. Because I don't know. Because there could be more coal here. News. Military building occupied. Okay. So again, we've burned some buildings there. That's great. We've got 1, 2, 3 soldiers coming in there. Excellent. We are clearing out this area. Actually, I'm going to tear down the watchtower. I think it might be more beneficial to build a guardhouse. Because what we can do is we could build another fortress on the edge of their territory. And that would give us quite a lot of power. Okay, we've got coal found, storehouse ready, military building occupied, water found, iron found. Cool. Now, we've got loads of land here, so I'm going to, again, I'm going to build a woodcutter just to cut through that. I would like another farm here. That'd be nice. We'll just put that to there. Now, we've got 1, 2 mills. And they are producing a decent amount of base resources. How much? We haven't got grain lying around a lot. So again, we need lots of farms. And that's something that I really struggled with as a kid, is I wasn't thinking in the the sensible way of actually playing this game, of actually needing more than one of each building. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 farms. And that's... I don't even think that's enough. I'm going to need more. Because I need to produce. I need to just keep producing. And that's important. Okay. Now, I might cut down these trees here. I haven't got any way of doing so, though. Well, no, that's a lie. Build a woodcutter here. Well, the problem is I'm probably going to run out of axes and woodcutters. I've got no axes actually lying around. Woodcutters, I've still got 4. That's fine. I've actually got no carpenters. I haven't got any saws for that. So that's okay. We're going to have to do that. We need some more pickaxes to make miners as well. So, we're going to quickly go back to our tool queue. And we're going to set everything to 0. Other than the pickaxe. Because that one is the one that we need. And actually, we do need saws as well. So we're going to put saws and pickaxes, please. So, our metalworks currently doesn't have any iron, though. So that's a bit of a trade-off there. Okay, well, you're now you can burn, little stone cutter. Because that, I don't know if that's actually a bit of environment or if it's actually mineable. We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. Okay, that fortress is now going to reach maximum promotion. So after that, what we're going to do is we're actually going to say that you shouldn't get any more gold. Because, well, actually, I know I could stockpile it there, but I don't know if that's a good idea. I want to promote these two as well. Now, when it comes to attacks, you can select how many troops you want to attack it. And we'll say strong, weak. We've got an option. We've got lots of capability here, and that's the important bit. So that's a guardhouse. So that's going to get built... and it's going to claim a bit of our territory. So I'm kind of glad I hadn't started building another fortress just yet. But we will build one once that expands. We'll see where it goes. And that's probably the best plan. So the gold is now working its way to the mints. And these should start receiving money. Shoon. Shoon. I don't know why I said soon like a shoon. Isn't that a shoe shop? Shoon? I think it is. I could be wrong, though. Wouldn't be the first time. I am an idiot, so let's get another coal mine. Because coal is very important. Let's get another fishery as well. Do we have any wildlife in this area? I do not see any other miscellaneous wildlife, which is a bit of a shame. I will build a quarry, though. And we'll build that to there. Lovely. Might as well build another well. Again, it's not really a bad thing to have so much water. Really. It's not really hurting me in any way, shape or form, so I'll live. What we'll do is, again, we will build this route. Okay, water, that's fine, don't really care. What I will do is build another farm in this area once the woodcutter's finished. News, water has been found. Yay. Again, as I mentioned, it's not a bad thing to have lots of. So they're building lots of farms in this area. Again, totally understandable. So the money, where is it? Oh, okay, the money's getting into these guardhouses. So once these guardhouses are fully promoted, and I've built a second fortress, then I may look at expansion. Also, it's going to be interesting to watch. So I'm going to put a little camera here, because what I'd like to do is see what troops end up going inside of it. Because we can see what the quality of their military is at this point. So if we get lots of high-end soldiers, okay, then we know that they have a decent financial economy. But if they don't, and they only have some basic troops, that means that we are in a slight advantage. But we will see. Okay, you can see we do desperately need the pickaxes. So the metalworks is not getting enough coal. And you're not getting enough coal, sorry, you're not getting any iron, which you need. So, we need more coal. We've got 2 more coal mines on the go. Actually, what I will do is I will also change the tool production. I'm only going to say build me pickaxes and distribution of iron. I think the metalworks actually needs a little bit more right now. Gold found. Excellent. So that's very important. We'll build that there. And with that, we'll build another mint. We also are going to build another fishery here. We'll build another pair of fisheries, actually. Okay. What have you found? More gold. Excellent. I'm never upset about more gold. Okay. So we are clearing out the land here, which is very important. And they haven't come and occupied that yet. So there's one of two things that could mean. They're either far enough away from their headquarters it's taking a long time, or they don't have enough troops. So let's send a scout out. Now this, of course, the fortress will take a while to build. But once it is built, then we're going to be in a really powerful place. Potentially. Well, they've got breweries. They've definitely got the ability to make... Oh, no. They're building that brewery. Maybe they don't have troops. Ooh. That's interesting. Quite handy, too. Okay, so the guardhouse will pop up there. And then, in fact, what we could also do is build a watchtower in this sort of vicinity as well. Just because. So that farm's going to do well. But the thing is, as I said, I really enjoyed the Nubian, the African tribes, sort of like the way that their buildings look. I just really like the look of their woodcutter. It's genuinely one of my favourite buildings. I just really like it. I know, small things, small minds. But it's interesting that you've got like some vaguely northern African sort of look. I think, is it from Morocco? That sort of style of building where you have the roof supported by those pegs almost through the building. Again, I'm 100% not sure. My knowledge about architecture isn't, you know, that good. Can't deny that. Okay. So the metalwork should start getting some iron, hopefully soon. What I might also want to do is build a route down here. Now, that might not seem like the greatest of ideas, but it should, fingers crossed, give us another way around of linking everything. So we're not reliant on one road. And that's very important. Don't be too reliant on a singular road. Okay, so we've built the guardhouse. That fortress is... Ooh, we can't even build a watchtower in this area. Not unless our lumberjack gets cracking with that old... the wood. Which probably would be a good thing for him to do. Okay, we're going to get another woodcutter over here at least. And we'll just get that going. Could probably use another sawmill, though, in this area. Oh, news. Here we go. Mine is exhausted. Oh, no. Oh, dear. That's not good. So we're running out of iron production. So, what we need is more foodstuffs, though, by the looks of things. So we are at least stacking up some in these unoccupied mines, but we are going to need more. I'm going to build another fishery here. And we'll whack that there. Because that's important. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they've got any soldiers. That's actually going to work in my favour. Because I have soldiers to spare. Maybe not a stupid amount, but I do have some. What I will do, though, is I want to build another farm in this sort of vicinity. And we'll build that there. That'll do there nicely. What we'll do is we'll build another mill. Put that there. Build another well, because we can. And what we need is another 2. So we'll build a bakery. Bakery. Oops. Don't want to do it there. Let's do it to there. That's much more sensible. I might also build a pig farm in the vicinity, because it wouldn't hurt for me to have a pig farm as well. Ooh. That's interesting. I can build something there. Weird. Kind of cool, though. Anyway, we're going to cut down all those trees, and that's fine. Open up the land. Okay, so we do know there's a single military building there with 1 person. So they do have a watchtower backing up this guardhouse, though. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's see. The metalwork still hasn't got any iron. And that hasn't got any coal. Oh dear. I think I may need to, again, queue up the coal up to the... Ah, the mint's taking it all, that's why. The iron smelter does actually need it a little... Just a little bit more at the moment. Because we've got a bit of a tool deficit. Yes, I do enjoy being able to promote my soldiers. Hands down, I love being able to do that. But we have a tool deficit, and that isn't helpful. We need tools, man. More tools. How much wheat have we got? Okay, we haven't got much excess wheat. So again, we need more. Okay, military building, and we'll save again. Right, so this does look like this is going to be a bit of a dead end over here, but that's fine, because we've got a quarry chiseling away at that, we've got wood, we've kind of got a bit of wood production generally going on over here. How many fishing rods have I currently got in my general stock inventory? That's the distributing good tools, transport, merchandise statistics. Nope. Stock, here we go. Okay, so we've got 8 other fishermen available. So I think we're good. Or 2 in the headquarters building. So we've still got something we can do. Okay. Maybe it's 12 that are out and about. That's probably what it is. Okay, the 2 farms there will be great. And once we cut through this, hopefully we'll be able to build a watchtower. And we've only got 4 swords. We've still got 18 privates. We're still kind of good. Okay. Keep it going. So that fortress is getting built. Slowly but surely, but it is getting built. That's the important thing. So, let's see how well we can manage this. I'm just trying to figure out what else is a good idea. Now the thing is, again, because it's been a very long time since I played this game, there are quite a few little things that I don't think I've done as optimally. Because again, when I last played it through, I did very much do, this is what I did when I was a kid, I'm going to copy that. Which isn't the greatest of plans. I think undeniably it's a bit of a oops sort of moment. Because there's a lot of dumb stuff that I did that it just doesn't work. Not anymore, at least. Okay, still nervous about why we're not getting... We've got a production bottleneck. And this is the problem we've got right now. Is we need pickaxes. And we need coal. So, the coal is... Like, the food is going to the coal mine. There is a little bit of coal there. Is it going to go to our iron smelter? I think it is, because otherwise it would be heading this way or this way. Yes, the iron smelter is going to get some coal, which hopefully will lead to some iron, which can go to the metalworks, which will allow us to make some more pickaxes. Ah, the cycle of construction. Don't worry, I'm not going to start singing the circle of life. Not after that. I think that comedian did his Mickey take on it. That was very silly. Very funny, but very silly. Okay, so yeah. Also really like the look where the look of the barracks looks for the Nubians. It's just cool. So, you can see that the attacks are going to reduce in number based about the distance. And, okay, so we've got loads of guys in there. That's all good. Ooh, almost fully elite. They're not quite as elite yet. I'm waiting. I'm biding my time because I want to storm them with the best soldiers I've physically got. And not deal with the weak ones, essentially. Okay. No more fish. Oh dear. That's bad. Well, you can burn. Well, at least that's going to restock into a different fishery, possibly. Right. Here we go. We've got lots of farms on the go. How many more farmers have I got lying around? I've got 1 more wheat farm. I've got 5 more pig farmers and a number of more donkey breeders. So the donkey breeders are still... I think they're quite pleased. The donkey breeder is quite pleased with himself. I mean, obviously, we haven't quite got the donkey saturation we need, but it's definitely working. We've got loads of iron. We desperately need the pickaxe. Oh, they've got troops coming in. No! Dang it! Vengeance will be mine, you son of a biscuit. You wasted my resources. Now you die. Drat! I did deserve that. That was part of my complacency. And, yeah, that was annoying. However, my vengeance will be legendary. Just you watch. Drat. Okay, so it was only a private that entered the building as well. So we know that building has a very weak force multiplier, essentially. Now, you're going to promote up. You're going to... Yeah, you're doing all right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take a save. Because I think it'd be a very sensible idea to save the game before we launch into our very aggressive attack. Go! So now our best troops are leaving the fortress and other bits. I say best troops, that's not one of our best troops, that's our our not quite bestest troops. But they do have slightly different attack patterns. So these are privates. I can tell just by the way they look. These are our generals. They're like very dangerous, as you can see. They're just absolutely obliterating their soldiers. Well, we've taken the building. The guardhouse is mine. What that will now do is it will mean that there will be less requirement for as many of my soldiers in the fortress. So, as you've seen, some of the more elite troops are leaving, and then we'll see them in more the more required buildings. So I don't know what that is. So I could build a very sneaky barracks. It's a very risky gambit, but I think it'll work. So let's give it a go. Because then I can just take over a little bit of this land. But also the fortress might also do it, so meh. The barracks isn't going to be like the be-all and end-all here, but at least we're seeing money going this way. Okay, the metalworks is just, yes, it's getting resources, that's the important thing. And we're going to get miners, so that mining pick will go into the storehouse. And once there, it'll then allow somebody to become a miner, which is important. Okay, so we've got a private entering the guardhouse, which is interesting, because I thought we had some very elite troops in there, but that's alright. Fine. I'll live. Okay. So, we could launch a second wave attack, but I want to make sure we got a bit more promotion on the go here. And we've also got some options when it comes to the military. So we can see how quickly we get things sorted, how many troops are stationed in different areas, how many troops we actually send for an attack. I'd like to say a decent number. Not like maximum, but like a decent number. And that'll make a difference on how many troops we actually launch attacks with, which will be very important. Okay, so we still only have one troop there, so that means they are at a deficit of troop production. And that's very important for us. Okay, I might just utilize their... I think I can use those as soon as I mean, they're there. Give it a good go. Yeah, so... military... Oh no, my gold mine's exhausted. Well, you can burn. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to intercept it before the food went in. At least that means there's another miner available. So that's something, I guess. Actually, it does look like we are almost at a decent stage for miners. So that's good. It's almost all gone for the quarry. Okay. It's not almost all gone over here, but it's still going alright. And the farms are producing. The barracks is nearly built. So that is a building. That is a barracks. No, it's going to be a guardhouse. So my rapidly produced barracks will come in very handy here. Excellent work. Ha ha ha. Suffer my wrath. I mean, you did make me lose a fortress, so it's your own fault. It's exactly what happens. And considering stone is a valuable resource, it is in limited supply. Of course it's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ruin your day. I'm going to steal all your stuff. And that's how it goes. I'm just going to nick all of your things. Okay. Now, let's see. The question is, what do I do now? Now, I could just launch another wave of attacks. And that might be quite funny. Because if I just take over this building by sending 3 elite troops, that also just prevents that one from being occupied because I'll have destroyed it. And I know it's very much of a... one could consider it a bit of a dick move, but I don't care. They're my enemies. Oh, and it doesn't really matter. It's about to be occupied, so that's going to get burned to the ground. So, it looks like the watchtower has emptied a few troops, so they've only got very basic troops, in fact. So that is interesting. Actually, I don't want to put no gold in there. Right, let's build that to there. Now, the fortress itself may not be the best idea, but at least it'll give me more troops to launch at enemies. That's going to be the big thing here. So we're in a decent place. So, wait for the restock of troops. And once we've had the restock of troops, we'll launch our next attack on the watchtower. Because that will be a... yeah, we've only got 2 troops there we could send in. But there's only one, and actually, likelihood is that's a weak soldier as well. So, we'll take over the building. And we've got, there, 4 generals. We're kind of golden. And this will be another linchpin point for us to attack from. So we'll take that. Bash. We've killed you. The Nubians are lousy fighters, but they have a catapult. Here we go. So, the catapult there needs to burn. Because the catapult can ping our soldiers and make a mess of our troops. So I mentioned earlier about the fact that essentially it just kills a troop, regardless. So, considering its location, we'll send one of our very elite. I know it's a bit of a risky gambit, but surely this should work. And then we can start building catapults of our own and just essentially conquer the land ourselves. Let's send 3 soldiers to that one. Yes, they are lousy fighters because they don't have any gold. I think that's the issue. But, we found their headquarters. Excellente. So we now can build catapults. We've captured the building. Of course, we are going to have to wait for it. We may have to clear out a little bit of this area here. Actually, this is going way easier than I remember it. Maybe I'm being a bit overly cautious. Let's be a bit more aggressive. And burn that building to the ground. We don't have any attack capabilities. So we're going to have a quick look at the military. We're going to stack that up there. So that should mean we'll send more troops out. But this fortress is almost built. Once the watchtower gets fully populated again, then we're in a really good place. And actually, I think we'll be able to take over the rest of the world. Excellent. We do need a relink to the both sides of the world. So now we've linked around the water, which is good. What else have we got in the news? We've got enemy building captured. Ah, yeah. Taking over the world. Now, of course, the trouble is the fire is in the way, so it does stop us from building decent roads. But at the moment, I'm just about conquest. I'm not actually worrying too much. So the watchtower has got a couple more soldiers. I think it would be good if I try and get some upgrades in here, because some money is going to be needed, I think. There's the gate. We need to destroy their headquarters as well. So, I might wait and see if once this is burned down, and then I can see if I can build a catapult in this sort of general vicinity. If I can, that'd be great. We'll build a catapult and just ping one of their buildings. But I don't know if we'll be able to. We'll see, we'll see. I mean, the farming is going well on the peaceful front as I turn into a malicious monster destroying entire areas. So that woodcutter's still got a little bit of wood it can go for, so I'm not going to burn it down just yet. Okay, news, military building occupied, there we go. Yeah, we do have a little bit of a deficit of our own now. Okay, we've got 15 soldiers in there, that's kind of good. We should probably... Oh, that's why, because the flag is only a single line. So, what are we looking at? No more stone. Oh no! Time to burn. Oof. Okay, the metalworks. We're probably at a decent amount of... Yeah, we've got plenty of picks now. So what I will do is I will reset the tools to default. I'm going to put the iron back down to default and going to leave that like this. I'm going to bump that up a bit. Because I do actually want more money going to the mint right now. Because we need more cash to the mint. Okay. I mean, the metalwork's got plenty to work with, so we're not at a risk of running out of people who can actually do stuff. It's important. Goodness, we're actually at an intense overload of wood. We might need to build another sawmill. That's not a problem. We'll just have to build another sawmill. Okay, that woodcutter's almost finished over here. So I might build one here. Like that. And maybe burn this one to the ground in a moment. We'll see if he leaves. If it drops to 0, then we know that it needs to burn and that one can be done. Right, so we've got 2 decent troops here. Got a couple of good there. That's alright. Where's the money? Oh yeah, I haven't got any coal going to the mints. That's my fault. Yeah, let's just flatten these, because then that way if we kill both of these two off, then we don't have to worry as much, because then we'll redistribute the... These won't be a cross, they'll become just a basic line. Ooh, that's... Okay, I was worried about that, with 2 privates going over. Thankfully, it's not the end of the world. We're just taking over like this. There we go. Barracks can go to there, that can get there, this can get linked to there, and that goes there, and you can get linked to that. And we've also now got the guardhouse linked into our network once again. Ooh, what's the news? Oh, the mine's exhausted. Oh, fiddlesticks. Okay, well, we're going to burn that to the ground then. Woof. Enemy building captured. Enemy building captured. Cool. I might actually just because of the sake of being able to have a look, I'm going to send out a scout. And we do need to take over this building. So send 5 of our elite troops over. Well, I say 5 of our elite. We're sending 2 of our elite and 2 of our basic. 2 of our very elite, 1 of our elite, and 2 of our muggin standard troopers. So we should have a decent collection in that building. Yeah. Time to die. Go away. Thank you. Guardhouse captured. Excellent work from our lovely troopers. Now, I'm going to make a wild assumption in that I think that this probably doesn't have a decent amount of troops in it. So, once our soldiers have redistributed themselves, and we've got a bit more promotion going, we can theoretically just flatten a lot of them. Hopefully. Hopefully being the operative word here. Don't need to give you money. You don't need money. You don't need money. You don't need money. You don't really. You don't anymore. You don't need any more money. You could use some money. Oh dear, so our mines are getting, unfortunately, through all of their resources, which is not helping me in this sort of side of things. But it's fine. It's kind of what we expect. Things will work their way through. Okay, so yeah, loads of privates coming through. I don't know how many troops there are likely to be in there. In fairness, I could just try and launch a attack directly against that building. If I do that, I'll probably win. Actually, they probably don't even have very many troops at all. Screw it. Let's just launch an attack and just remove them from existence. So, we're sending 3 pretty elite and 1 basic guy. What'll happen is, because you can't conquer headquarters, you don't take it from the enemy. You just destroy it. Oh wow, they had 1 troop. Oh no, hundreds of dead. So unfortunately, all of their civilians are all going to wander around and just die, because there's no storehouse for them to go into. So now that we've got that, as soon as we've got our troops back into the buildings, we'll be able to launch the attack against that guardhouse, take over the portal, and win the game. So... that's annoying. Okay. Do I need to build a bigger or better building? I'm going to have to wait a moment and see if our troops would like to redistribute themselves. That's the problem, is the redistribution of soldiers. Once that's sorted, then we can take over that 1 lone building, which I should have attacked earlier. I mean, the other option is I do build a watchtower, which probably won't hurt. Let's just do that anyway, because we can. That mine's exhausted. Oh dear. I'll just replace it with that one there then. And we'll build that link there. There we go. Just because I can. At least we've got more coal. We need more coal. We definitely need more coal. Calling the geologists. And... yeah, because there's only a single line through at the moment. That's the problem. Okay, we do have the option to attack. So here goes our 1 very elite soldier. Now that we've fully reinforced it, hopefully, this should mean that we'll take over and have defeated all of the Nubians. And we'll be able to move on to the next level. So if you have enjoyed another Blast from the Past with the Settlers 2 Gold Edition, please do give me a like, share and subscribe. As I kind of mentioned in our previous video, it's a game of my childhood that I absolutely adored. I love just wasting time on it. I say wasting. I've eaten through an hour and a bit just playing this today, just because it's really good fun. Okay, so we're going to enter the gate. Our victory is ours. The inscription of the gateway is in Latin. we'll hopefully retrace our steps back to Rome. Chapter 2 complete. So, hopefully I'll catch you all again for next Sunday's Nostalgia Sundays.